Have you been struggling to pick a niche as a copywriter? Most niching advice out there is going to tell you to pick a niche by picking a profitable industry, but no. I have the best niching advice ever, advice I have never seen another copywriter give. In this video, I'm going to break down how you can pick a niche and how I pick my niche specifically. Copywriting niches you might not have considered, and most importantly, why being a specialist will get you more clients and make you more money. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Daji. I am a brand and website copywriter for CPG, food and beverage brands, restaurants, all that. So let's get into number one. Pick a niche based on what you actually know. So most people pick a niche based on what's most profitable or more popular, right? But the best niche is where you already have knowledge and experience, you actually enjoy learning about it continuously, and you can see yourself writing about whatever this topic is long term. For example, I chose CPG, food and beverage, consumer packaged goods, whatever you want to call it, because that's where I had corporate experience in. One of my past corporate jobs, I worked in CPG, actually in a couple of my different corporate jobs, but my most recent corporate job. And because of that, I had a lot of experience in that industry and a lot of recent examples that I could already implement in my portfolio. So I didn't have to create a portfolio from absolute scratch. I already had something to work with. In addition to that, I loved it. I love learning about CPG. I love learning about the industry of the food and beverage brands on the branding side, on the consumer side. So learning about it and just falling into that as a copywriting niche was just natural. So because I already had knowledge of this niche, it made transitioning into it as a copywriter much easier. Now flip this and think about your own experience. Have you worked in a specific industry before? Is there a topic that you naturally geek over? Here's some niche ideas you can go with based off of your experience. Number one, do you love reality TV? Because I know I do. You could specialize in something like entertainment copywriting. Maybe you work for a big blog or a big magazine agency, something in the entertainment field, because you already have that natural obsession or that natural likeness of entertainment. So you switching into that with your knowledge is going to be seamless. Next, are you obsessed with your own fitness? Do you count your macros? Do you know what's on the shelf? Can you eye calories just by walking down the aisle? Maybe go into the health and fitness copywriting niche. You already have a natural desire for that, so why not make it your job? Next, are you always traveling? Maybe tourism boards, hotels, anything in the travel niche. That is always going to be a profitable and very important niche to have. Baby, that industry is always going to have money to throw at writers, okay? It's not just vloggers and influencers, I'm telling you. Hell, if you like fashion, I promise you blogs are not dead. People are still searching on the Googles for their fashion and beauty advice. So your niche doesn't have to be complicated. You do not have to go to some super specific niche that you have zero knowledge. That's probably the worst thing you could do, because there's going to be a steeper learning curve. You just need to pick something basically that you can own. Something that you know, I'm going to be interested in this topic whether I'm writing about it or not. So do not listen to anybody saying the only way you can make a whole bunch of money is doing like finance or these direct conversions, blah, blah, blah. Yes, those tend to be industries where you can make a lot of money. But again, the learning curve. If you are starting from zero, it's going to take a minute to get there. But like I said, the opportunities are endless, and lucky for you, everybody needs a copywriter. Any business owner is going to need a copywriter at some point. Number two, why niching down will make you more money. I understand why people resist niching down, because you feel like you'll be put in a box, you'll lose opportunities, it'll be harder for you to get jobs because you only specialize in one thing. But let's talk about it. Specialists get paid more than generalists. For one, you become the expert. By focusing on one specific industry, niche, whatever you may call it, you are always staying up to date with trends. You understand all the competitors. You know how that industry moves in and out. So that means your copy will be a bit more relevant because you know that industry in and out, versus somebody who's like, yeah, I have a little bit of knowledge of this industry and I can write good copy. You know what I mean? You know that industry like the back of your hand. So it makes sense to choose you. Next, clients want specialists. I know you may not know that, but let's get into that too. Think about when you apply for a job and you see, I can do most of this job. You know, I have relevant skills that kind of match up with this. But sometimes you may not get that job because they're like, yeah, we want somebody super specific who knows this specific industry, who knows how to do these very specific roles. You seem great. You probably could do a great job, but we want somebody that knows this job like that. And they do this because they don't want to have to train somebody to know their industry. They want you to come pre-learned. They want somebody who knows their industry inside and out. They don't have to give you any coaching. And lastly, you're going to build trust faster. Let's say you need knee surgery. Are you going to want the doctor that has done a couple of knee surgeries here and there? They're kind of like a general surgeon. Or do you want the doctor that does knee surgeries all day long? When somebody needs something done to their knee, they go to him. He get them in, get them out. He do them in his sleep. You see what I'm saying? Like, people are more confident when they know you specialize in this one specific thing versus, yeah, I could do it. I could do a good job at it. Do you want somebody that's going to do a good job, or you want somebody that's going to do a great job? It's the same thing when it comes to people who hire copywriters. They want somebody who's going to do a great job, not a good job. So the more you niche down, the easier it is for you to kind of position yourself as the go-to person, the go-to expert for this specific type of copywriting. And it's also easier to get recommended that way as well. Next, how to choose a niche without overthinking it. All right, let's reel it on back. I know I just gave you a whole bunch of information, but let's bring it all into one accord. If you're still stuck, okay, like, I know I have these specific interests, but which one do I go with? Let's do this. Look at your past jobs, work experiences. What have you done the most? What have you enjoyed the most? And how can you flip that and make it into a copywriting niche? Next, think about what you would write for free. Like I mentioned, can you talk about this topic for years to come? Will you always have a natural interest for the specific niche industry, whatever the case may be? That's also easy, because learning about it and staying up to date of it won't feel like work. It'll feel like a hobby. Like, oh my God, I get to learn more about this. And again, could you write about this for a long time? Because depending on where you are in this niche, it may take a while for you to make a really great income from a copywriter. So is this something you could continue to work at if you don't make income you want right away? And the best part of all this, you can always pivot later. There's so many industries where people start off doing one thing and then they end up in another niche. But the thing about it, at the beginning, you need to be known for something. People want to be confident in choosing you as their expert. So do not think of niching as limiting yourself. Think of it as you are the go-to expert. You want to make it so that you are the obvious choice. But if you already know what your niche is by the end of this video, or kind of in general, I highly recommend you watch this video of how much I charge as a copywriter and how to set your rates as a copywriter.